Now nobody in the world has battleships in service. So in 1950, the Korean War breaks out. Now they need the battleships again. Same reason they had the old ones at Calais. Now the Missouri was easy. You kick the middies off, you put new real sailors on there, reprovision the ship, and send it out. The other ones took a few months to bring back. This thing right here says April 1952, which is probably about right. But they would come over here. They'd be based in Japan. This one was based in Sasebo. The other three would either be here or Yokosuka. And two at a time for 2 month periods would go to the gun line to be floated artillery. Interdict supplies coming down from the north. Now we had battleships and carriers and cruisers and destroyers and everything. They had to supply all those things. It also looked like the Texas Standard here, supplying all these ships. But they got it going. They kept it going. This went on until June of 1953. Hammer and John is right about there. That's where they signed an armistice. Not a surrender, an armistice. Let's stop fighting. Well, 3 generations of jackasses have violated that armistice ever since, but they did stop the main fighting. This ship went all over the world for the next 5 years or so. Yellow Line shows where it went. Showing the flag, doing naval exercises. Had to look scary once or twice, but this ship has the firing guns and everything since Korea. 1958, they took all 4 of the battleships out of service. They put the Missouri and the New Jersey in Bremerton. This one in Wisconsin were put in Philadelphia. They're completely mothballed down to dead ships. Drain the boulders and put rust preventative and spray preservative around, that kind of stuff. Okay, fast forward to 1980. Ronald Reagan gets elected president. He's running a platform of a 600-ship Navy because the Russians are building a big Navy. And we have to counter it to keep the sea lanes open. Reagan needs some big ships for his Navy, and they take a long time to build. So he said, the heavy cruisers will cut across crap. They've got 8-inch guns. An 8-inch projectile is not half as big as a 16-inch projectile. There's an 8-inch armor piercer down in the museum that you'll see that weighs 336 pounds. The one you saw on the deck there, the black one with the yellow tip, weighs 27 pounds. It goes up with a square in the diameter. Anyway, he said bring back the battleships. They towed these two, remember it was the Missouri and New Jersey, down to Long Beach. This one, the Wisconsin, were towed around to Pascagoula. Did the same thing going forward pretty much. First of all, they air-conditioned the ships. That's a big deal because they could get down there. In the engine rooms, they could get to 130 degrees. And steamy and very noisy. They couldn't do anything about the noise, but they scaled down to bearable levels. They redid the berthing for fewer men because there were only going to be 1,425 men on them instead of, well, there were 1,800 in Korea. Took off 4 of the 5-inch mounts back there and put on missiles.